The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse. One day, a country mouse invited a town mouse to come and see him in the country. The country mouse treated the town mouse to a feast of potato and beans, but the town mouse wouldn't touch them.
"I'm not going to eat that stuff,"
he said contemptuously.
"Every day in town, I eat a real feast."
The town mouse talked with his nose in the air about his wonderful life in the town. The country mouse was full of envy. "I'd really like to go to town," he said.
"Well, let's go together then,"
said the town mouse. When he arrived in town with the town mouse, the country mouse was astonished to see so many houses, cars, and people. "Good heavens, it's really dangerous here," he thought. The two mice eventually arrived at the town mouse's home, after having been nearly trampled on many times. The country mouse was dead tired. "I'm famished. Is dinner ready yet?" he asked impatiently. The town mouse replied,
"We have to wait until the people have finished eating."
The country mouse waited for what seemed like an eternity. "I'm starving," he said again.
"Let's eat,"
said the town mouse. The town mouse eventually led the country mouse to the table. It was truly a feast fit for a king.
"Eat all you want. Wow, let's dig in."
Just as the mice were about to lay into their meal, the door opened, and a man appeared brandishing a broom. "You thieving mice! Get out of here!" The mice were shooed away before they'd had a chance to fill their bellies. "That was really scary. Rather than eat a splendid meal that I've stolen, I think I'd rather have plenty to eat in peace and quiet," said the country mouse. He said goodbye to the ashamed town mouse and set off home to the country. He said goodbye to the The Old Man Cherry Blossom. An abandoned dog named Shiro was hungry and shivered as he walked in the rain. Up ahead, he saw a house.
Can you spare some food?
When Shiro knocked on the door, a mean-looking old man answered. "A stray dog," he said.
I haven't eaten in days. Can you spare some food?
Shiro begged in desperation. But the mean old man said, "I haven't got any food for a stray. Take this!" And he threw a bowl full of rainwater at Shiro. Poor Shiro plodded back the way he came. The mean old man cursed as he ate his dinner. "That stupid stray spoiled my good meal." Shiro kept walking and soon came to another house. Shiro knocked on the door again. This time, a nice-looking old man and old woman answered.
Come in. Come in.
They welcomed Shiro in and dried him off.
Come now. Let's all have dinner. You'll feel much better.
The old man and the old woman had no children, so they cared for Shiro as if he were their child. Shiro helped out as much as he could, in return for their kindness. "Aren't we lucky that Shiro is such a hard-working dog?" said the old man. They were very happy to have Shiro. One day, the old man was ploughing a field when Shiro started digging in the field with his paw. He barked.
Ruff, ruff. Dig here. Huff, huff. Dig here.
"Why dig here?" The old man was puzzled, but dug anyway with his hoe. "Here we go!" Move! The old man swung the hoe with all his might. Chink, chink! With this sound came lots of large and small gold coins pouring out of the ground. Oh! This must be a gift from God. Let's share it with everyone in the village. The old man shared the gold coins he dug up with the poor people. I can buy medicine for my mother, said one. I can eat white rice now, said another. The people of the village were very happy. But the mean old man thought, I want the gold coins all to myself. And he was secretly waiting for his chance. The mean old man said to Shiro's owner, I want people too, so let me borrow the dog. The old man tied a rope to Shiro's neck and dragged the dog away. That hurts! Shut up! We're going to help people, so move it! Shiro refused, but the mean old man dragged him to the back field and yelled, No! Tell me where the gold coins are buried! When Shiro kept silent, whack, whack, he hit Shiro with a bamboo stick. It hurt so bad that Shiro whimpered. So, you cry at last. This must be where the gold coins are buried. The mean old man started digging away with his hoe. But all he dug up was dirty rubbish and bugs. How dare you trick me? Shiro missed the old man and woman, so his heart broke and poor Shiro died. Later, the kind old man came to get Shiro. Please return Shiro to us. That useless dog tricked me, so he was punished and had to die, lied the mean old man. The kind old man and old woman took the dead dog home and cried as they buried him in the garden. On his grave, they planted a baby oak tree.
Oh, Shiro, we will think of you as the oak tree as it grows bigger.
And they left offerings of food and prayed for him every day. The kind old man and old woman watered the oak tree every day, and took care of it as if it had been Shiro himself. The oak tree grew bigger and bigger, as if Shiro had been reborn. But one stormy night, lightning struck the tree and knocked it down. The kind old man and woman were sad, but they made a bowl from the stump of the oak tree, and made rice cakes to offer on Shiro's grave.
Thunk, thunk, chink, chink.
To their surprise, large and small gold coins came spilling out of the bowl. The kind couple shared the gold coins with everyone. Then the mean old man came again and said, "I want to help everyone too." And he borrowed the bowl and made rice cakes. But what spilled out was only smelly rubbish and ugly bugs. Rubbish continued to spill out of the bowl and filled the whole house. "Take this stupid bowl!" And the mean old man smashed the bowl with his axe and burned it in the stove. By the time the nice old man came, Shiro's bowl had burned to ashes. "That useless bowl broke right away, so I burned it. Take what's left of the ashes in the stove." The nice old man had no choice, so he gathered up the ashes and took them home. Then suddenly a wind blew the ashes onto a dead tree, and at once it bloomed. "How strange! Flowers are blooming on a dead tree." The old man started climbing trees and sprinkling ashes on them. All of the cherry blossom trees were in full bloom in no time. "Oh, beautiful, beautiful!" The Lord, who happened to be passing by, was very impressed. "I will give a reward to this old man Cherry Blossom." The kind old man was given the name Old Man Cherry Blossom, and received many rewards. The old man also shared these with the poor, and everyone celebrated in front of Shiro's grave. But the mean old man didn't want to lose out and started gathering the ashes. He called out to the Lord, who came back. "Excuse me, Lord. I can also make dead trees bloom." "So, you are also Old Man Cherry Blossom. Show me how you make the flowers bloom," said the feudal lord. The mean old man climbed a tree and grabbed a handful of ashes and sprinkled them onto the tree. "See how this dead tree blooms?" But not a single flower appeared. Instead, the ashes blew into the eyes of the Lord and his men, causing them to sting. The mean old man was thrown into prison, and the kind old man lived happily ever after. The Frog Prince. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a very beautiful princess named Mary. One day, Princess Mary was playing in the castle garden with her golden ball. But she dropped her ball in the pond by mistake. Oh no! My precious ball has sunk to the bottom of the pond. What should I do? Princess Mary began to sob by the pond. That was when she heard a strange voice coming from somewhere.
Excuse me, Princess Mary. I will go and fetch your ball.
To her surprise, it was a frog's voice.
But in return, please take me to the castle and let me always be with you when you eat and sleep.
What? Eating together with a frog? Princess Mary was shocked.
If you don't agree, then I won't fetch your ball.
I have no choice. I would do as you say, if you find my ball. Princess Mary reluctantly promised the frog. Splash! The frog jumped into the pond and came back up with the golden ball. Princess Mary took the ball and went back to the castle, leaving the frog behind. Soon it was time for dinner. The king and Princess Mary were eating dinner when they heard a voice outside the door.
Princess Mary, please open the door.
The servant who opened the door was startled. Sitting outside the door was a frog.
Ribbit, Ribbit, Princess Mary, let me have dinner with you, as you promised.
"Oh, you've come after all," said Princess Mary. Princess Mary told the king about her promise to the frog.
Her promise must be kept, even if it's hard for you.
The king ordered a plate for the frog to be set next to Princess Mary.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
The frog licked the food on the plate with his tongue. Oh, what bad manners! Just looking at him makes me sick. Princess Mary ran and hid in her room. Relieved to be alone, Princess Mary went to lie down on her bed. Eek! The frog had somehow got into her bed.
That's enough. You are too rude, even if it was a promise.
Princess Mary was furious and threw the frog against the floor. Smack! Then, to her surprise, a puff of smoke rose from the frog's body.
Oh, is this magic?
She said. A handsome prince appeared out of the smoke. Thank you, Princess Mary. I am a prince. But a wicked witch cast a spell and turned me into a frog. The spell broke when you threw me, and I'm finally back to myself again.
I had no idea that you were a prince, and I'm sorry for not keeping my promise,
said Princess Mary. I am sorry too, for I annoyed you on purpose to make you throw me, replied the prince. The king was overjoyed to hear Princess Mary's story. She and the Frog Prince married and lived happily ever after. The Ant and the Grasshopper. A pack of ants were hard at work one hot summer's day. A grasshopper came by and laughed at them, saying, "You must be mad working on such a hot day." The ants replied,
We're getting ready for winter.
The ants continued working even on days when it was pouring with rain and they got soaking wet. The grasshopper took cover from the rain and made fun of them once again. "Fancy working on a rainy day!" The ants replied,
We're storing up food while there's still plenty of it around.
On days when a fierce wind blew, the ants continued to work despite being almost blown away. "You're a bunch of idiots!" said the grasshopper from a cavity in a tree.
Hey, Mr. Grasshopper, are you ready for winter?
Asked the ants. Autumn eventually arrived, and the dead leaves were blown around by the cold wind. The grasshopper had spent all his time singing and playing, and hadn't made any preparations for winter. Winter arrived, and the snow began to fall. The grasshopper, shivering with cold, went looking for something to eat, but he couldn't find a thing. On the verge of collapsing with hunger, he came across the ants' home and knocked at the door. "Please, please, give me something to eat," he begged. The ants opened the door.
We'll share our food with you, but you mustn't forget how you made fun of us.
The grasshopper said he was very sorry. "Now I know how important it is to work hard."
Bye.